my flow, my show brought me the dough that bought me all my fancy things, my crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look, homie, I done came up and I ain't changing. You should love it way more than you hate it. Oh, you mad? How come that you be happy I made it?
All right, Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with, once again, Stacey McKinley. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's always good to have you on the channel. I wanted to just run through some things going on in the boxing world. Deontay Wilder, man, what did you make of his performance against Dominic Breazeale, the big knockout?
Oh, I think it was a great performance. I mean, he has a sensational knockout. It's good for heavyweight boxing. It's good for boxing, period. He had a nice crowd, and you know, more power to him, man. I mean, to just make everything better. So now a lot of people talking about he has to fight Joshua, and so the higher they go, the better it is for me, because my heavyweight is right there. So we're gonna fight Shah in July and get that regular WBA title, and then we'll be mandatory for Joshua. So we're gonna be right in the middle of everything.
Absolutely. I know your guy Trevor Bryan was rumored to fight Joshua. He was one of the leading candidates. What's your overall take on how that was handled? I mean, he's fighting Reese now. Did you ever talk to Eddie Hearn or anything like that?
Well, I spoke to Eddie about the fight, and I think deep down inside he was considering the fight. There was a lot of press about Trevor Bryan fighting AJ. There was press coming out of the UK. There was press here was coming out of it. There's a lot of people saying that, hey, you know, it would be a good fight. Trevor being from New York, undefeated. He's a #1 contender, a WBA interim title champion. So there's a lot of interest there. Mm-hmm. But it kept saying that, okay, we want to fight Hunter, and then they said he's going to fight Ruiz. So this is going to be a good fight for Ruiz. And too bad we didn't get to fight, but those particular fights are going to have to be mandatory. Now, once we win this title, then we'll be in the mandatory position. So they have to fight us. You know, that's the rule. And basically, dealing with Don King, that's the way he loved to go through mandatory. So it's no problem. We got to get this out of the way first. Get this Shaw thing, knock him out about 6-7 rounds, and maybe earlier, and get ready for the big boys. And hoping we beat AJ. We be ready for that killer out of Alabama.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, the killer out of Alabama. You know.
What's up, boss?
You know, hey, how you doing?
You interviewing now?
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, we be ready for that Alabama boy. You know, I like him. He's a good talker. But you have to understand one thing. You come in the ring with a guy like, you come in with Breazeale. Breazeale need a lot of motivation. He need a motivator with him. You have to have a motivational coach with him. You have to have people to especially going into this type of fight. Okay, this is a mind thing, as well as a technical and physical thing. This is a mind thing. You get to train the mind for a fight like that. That stage was big for that kid. It was real big for him. You know, it's a big stage, and he couldn't handle it because he froze. What he did, he froze, and he believed the hype. All the while talking about he better leave his kids at home and his family and all that. If your mind ain't right, this become a part of what you're doing, and then you're gonna react the same way. I noticed in the dressing room that he was quiet. It looked like he was getting ready to walk through the park. His trainers and the people was quiet, like they going. It's the same thing that Muhammad Ali experienced when he got ready to fight George Foreman. Mm-hmm. When he got ready to come out of the dressing room, everybody was quiet. Bundini was quiet, Angelo, and Ali stopped and looked around and said, "Y'all act like you're scared. Y'all act like the hell. I'm the one doing the fighting. If you're scared, stay in the down dressing room." Then Bundini started talking because he knew he was going to fight a dangerous guy. Yeah. But Ali made him come up and come alive.
Yeah.
I'm the one fighting. So somebody should have woke this boy up, because this boy was dead asleep when he got in that ring. You can't get hit with clean shots like that. It's unheard of in the first round. You don't sit there and let a guy just walk up to you and throw his best shot, and you stand there, and when the punch is coming close, you kind of move your head a little bit and close your eyes and take the shot. Bam! You know this guy's a deadly puncher with the right hand, and he put everything behind that right hand. He even fell forward behind it. So everything was behind it, because Wilder saw it. This guy head straight up, just like the Statue of Liberty, over on the island somewhere, just like that. Deer in the headlights.
Yeah, he didn't move us out the line.
You know, and when Wilder did what he did, I mean, this kid couldn't slip the right hand. He couldn't knock it down. He couldn't shield against it. He couldn't shield, step back off to the right to make the punch fall short. He ain't no shit. He ain't no shit. That's why I always told you, everybody can train heavyweights. Everybody can train heavyweights, you know.
Yeah, about the mind motivation you said.
That's right.
Yep.
They can't train him. So basically what he did is went got a guy who I ain't got nothing against Hunter. I mean, he's all right with me. But he went and got a guy who used to train little fighters. You got to get you a heavyweight, man, if you train heavyweights, you know. It's a whole different species, because the mind, things in the mind. It's just like I was talking to Ortiz people. And I was telling one of the guys in the management, I said, look, I heard you guys got this fight. He said, yeah. I said, but you can't go into this fight with the same look. He said, what do you mean? I said, you got to make a change, some type of change, okay? You got to have a different look. If you go in with the same look, Wilder already been there, and he's a better fighter than he was when Ortiz fought him. And so I told him, it's a mind game. The mind got to be different. There has to be a different look. You got to add something. You know, you got to do something different. And then you stand a chance.
Yeah.
But to come in there and think you're going to repeat and get to the same stage you was at, the same, oh, we're going to get him hurt, get Wilder hurt in this round like we did, then it ain't going to work like that. It ain't going to work like that. You got to give him a different look. He's too smart for that now, and he got experience, but he's still vulnerable.
Yeah,
He's very vulnerable. If you know, he got a dangerous right hand. But you got to understand one thing. We're from that Midwest, the Detroit style boxing. And that's what we was taught. Jab, piece of left hook, and the right hand. We call it sitting down on the right hand. If you ever heard, I don't know if you ever heard Mayweather Senior telling his fighters to sit down on the right hand.
Yeah.
But that means sit down and load up on the right hand and shift all the weight behind it. Okay? But if you notice, most fighters can't do that.
No.
Because they haven't been taught. They haven't been taught this. But Thomas Hearns, same way. Sit down on the right hand, turn you over. But you show the fighter how to deliver the right hand. Okay? But you also got to teach him 3 or 4 different defenses against the right hand. Okay? But if you only know how to throw one, and ain't got no defense, you can have a problem.
Yeah.
If you run into a right hand puncher. You know, we all know what Wilder got, right hand. That's all he got, right hand. He got a piece of jab and a piece of left hook.
But his main thing is his bread and butter is the right hand.
Yeah, bread and butter is the right hand. Now what do? Take the right hand from him. How do you do it? Many different ways. But you have to be practicing it for a long time. Many different ways. Joe Louis say, throw the right hand, I take the right hand and stick it up your ass. Okay? That's what the great Joe said. Joe's the right hand left hook puncher. So the 2 most dangerous punches in boxing to me is left hook and the right hand. So I always teach my guys how to execute with those 2 punches and how to defend themselves against those two punches. And this is one of the things that this kid should have been working on. How am I going to defend against this boy's right hand? And when he got in there, he just throw his hands up like this and turn his head like that. That ain't no damn defense. You know, unless you got an iron jaw, you're going to break his hand or something. I don't know, but you can tell that the skill level wasn't there.
No. Even like early in that round, when Wilder hurt him the first time and he cut the ring off, he was Breazeale. He was throwing these clubbing right hands, and he was leaving himself very open, you know, for something.
Well, what he was doing was he was throwing a punch, and he was afraid to throw it. but he had to do something. His instinct told him, punch back, throw something back. You got to. You know, I was, you remember Francois Bolter?
Yeah.
I saved him in a fight in Texas once, but I was in a fight with Michael Moore in Las Vegas, and Michael Moore had got hurt. And Emmanuel Stewart, I was the second in the corner. Emmanuel Stewart was the head trainer, and we had Luther Burgess with us, the great Luther Burgess out of Detroit. He's passed on now, he was a great one though. But Michael Moore had got hurt, and Emmanuel was telling him to clinch and hold and hold. And Luther hit Emmanuel on the shoulder and told him, said, no, throw punches. And he started throwing punches back, and then he went on and won the fight. Now, when I had Francois Bolter, I wasn't training him. I was sitting there with the manager, the promoter at ringside, and he got hurt. He was in Tyler, Texas. And he backed up against the rope, and I don't know where they got that monster from that was fighting him. And it was hitting him, so the manager asked me, he got nervous, and he said, tell him something, Stacey, tell him something. I said, what? Tell my fighter something, he's going to get knocked out. So I started telling him, screaming to him, to throw punches. Throw punches. Once he started throwing punches, they had to be hard, but they started landing, because the other guy wasn't looking for anything back.
Yeah.
Then all at once he cut off. So it's the same thing that happened to Breazeale the other night. He just started throwing anything. He started slapping and pulling back, throwing anything. That was a natural instinct. It wasn't a skill, it wasn't technique, it's nothing he'd been taught. That was natural instinct, you know, to do something. You know, if he hadn't, he got knocked out. So it's good that he did, but and he still got knocked out.
In the same round too.
In the same round. So he was outclassed technically, physically he was outclassed, mentally he was way outclassed mentally. It's a whole different thing. The stage was too big for him. And he didn't have the people around him to push him through that, because like I said, it's all in the mind.
All in the mind.
So he didn't have that.
If Breazeale were to walk through those doors like right now and say, Stacey, I want you to train me, what would be the first thing you would do with him?
First thing I would do is teach him some defense. I sit up and teach him some defense. I teach him how to not stand so straight up in the air. You know, just bend your body to your right just a little bit, especially when you was fighting
Wilder.
Wilder. Just bend your body to your left or to your right a little bit, okay? And you shield the shoulder away from this guy's right hand. So you use a different type of jab. You use an up jab, up and over jab, which can block a right hand. All that stuff is coming natural instead of you jabbing down like this and right hand's coming over the top. Or you jabbing out and right hand's coming in here. Up jab, bang, use the up jab, okay? So jab, you come, bang, bang, you shield from it, you come back, shield, bang. Woo. But you don't know all of that. See, that's what you're gonna face when you face Trevor Bryan. You're not worried about your right hand and all that kind of shit. You'll catch his right hand in the air, bang, you catch it. Okay, you see it come, you know you're gonna catch it, you time it right, slide just a little bit, you catch the right hand, bang, hook right over the top. But those are skills and techniques that they don't know anything about.
Some lost arts you're breaking down here.
It's a law of art.
Yeah.
And there's one kid, Trevor know about all this stuff. This is why I'm not worried about Wilder and Joshua and
Fury and all these guys.
and all of them. Now, Tyson Fury is a difficult fight for us. And I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult.
So you want to shadow?
Shadow beat the back there.
Okay.
It's a very difficult fight. I predicted him to beat Wilder, but he's very, very skillful, and he's kind of like old Joe Walcott. You get you shook up. You get caught up in that shake and bake.
Yeah.
You get hit. He's not a big puncher. That's one thing.
He's very herky-jerky with his movements.
Yeah. He doesn't have it. And another thing about Breazeale, Breazeale ain't no threat. Breazeale's not a puncher. Look at his knockout ratio. He ain't knocking nobody out. He doesn't have a whole lot of knockouts.
He had a lot, I think his knockout percentage coming into that was around 86%.
86%. But look who he's knocking out.
I know. He knocked out Molina. He knocked out the one black Polish dude. That's pretty much it, really.
Let me explain something. These guys that you named,
Yeah.
I probably trained 6 months and beat all of them. Every last one of them, including Breazeale. Okay, I bet you I can whoop Breazeale for 4 rounds if I train 6 months. Because I got to hit him first, though, because I'm kind of old.
Yeah.
But I got to hit him first, but I understand that. That's why I'm telling the mind gonna tell me now, you better hit him first, Stacey. You know you're kind of old now. So I got to get him first. But what we need, what boxing needs in the heavyweight division right now, is some quality young fighters. That's what we need, quality young fighters. There's some coming up out there, but that's what we need. These reruns and retreads ain't gonna get it.
No.
They're gonna run out. And the only young fighter I know that's qualified to be up in that tier is Trevor Bryan. That's my fighter, Trevor Bryan. Everybody saying, well, we don't know much about Trevor Bryan because we took our time, guard him up the right way.
Yeah.
And then put him out there. He ain't been hurt. He ain't been beat up. He ain't been knocked out. You got a fresh guy, fresh young man at the top. Now you're gonna have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's Jamaican. He's a Jamaican. And you know about Jamaican fighters, they gonna fight.
Yeah, they bring the pain, man. The Jamaican fighters.
Yeah, they gonna fight. You know, all got them big old barrel chests like Lennox Lewis and all them boys, and the Jamaican fighters and the African fighters got them old barrel chests and all that. But and they're strong. And Trevor Bryan is unusually fast for a big man. He puts combinations together. He's not afraid to take a good shot, 6'4", 235 pounds. Come on, man. Never been beat. So, in fact, he could have been the alternate for Breazeale when they went to the Olympics. So we got something waiting on him. Mm-hmm. And I wish we could have got that Joshua fight. You know. And I started working on his defense with Joshua. You had to beat Joshua uppercut. You had to watch his right cross. You had to watch his left hook. You got a lot to watch fooling with Joshua.
Yeah.
Because he can punch with either hand. Now, you don't have so much to watch with Wilder because Wilder only got a right hand. And he make 1,000 mistakes. So you can capitalize on the mistakes. I know the great Eddie Fletcher from Detroit once told me, he said, look, I always told my fighters to attack his weak points and avoid his strong points. That's the way you beat him. And it makes a lot of sense. And I look at the fighter's strong point. I stay away from that. I defend against that. And I take his weak points, and that's where we capitalize on his weak points. And with Wilder, his strong point, right hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You got to take it from him. Once you take it from him, he's an ordinary fighter. He's just an athlete. That's all he is. Okay. Joshua a little bit different. If you take his left hook from him, you still got a right hand, an uppercut. You got to watch all of that.
Complete
so you
fighter.
got more with Joshua. You got more to deal with. You got a lot more to deal with. You know? In this fight against Andrew Ruiz, who I like Andrew Ruiz, that ain't nothing but a spine section.
Really?
Yeah, just spine section. Ain't nothing. You can look at is that Dillian White?
Dillian White, yeah.
Dillian White fought Joshua.
Yeah, for the British title, yeah.
Yeah, I think Joshua had 14 fights. Look at the level of that fight. And then look at Andrew Ruiz's fight with Parker. Mm-hmm. Day and night different. Ruiz's fight is down here for his action and what's happening. Their fight is up there. Hell, that was 4 years ago. He only had 14 fights. So now Joshua was there. When Joshua tell you, you better fight me now, a year from now, because I'm getting better, he's not lying. He is getting better. Now, Wilder, on the other hand, he's getting better mentally. And I say it's a mind game too. So he's strong in the mind. And his mind is getting stronger. He beginning to believe all this stuff. So now you got a problem. It's not just talk, he believes it. So he's mentally strong, so you got to deal with that also.
It's probably his best quality, the fact that he believes in himself so much.
He believes in himself. Well, he's an Alabama boy. Mm-hmm. He's from down in Alabama. He got to believe in something. Things rough down there. But he's getting mentally strong. You know, Muhammad Ali once said, when the man make his mind up, he want to win. He want to win. Now you look at Buster Douglas when he fought Mike Tyson. Odds 40-1. Buster Douglas' mother passed away right before the fight, and he wanted to come back home to take care of his mother and the funeral and all that. And they told him, said, look, this is why I talk about motivation. They told him, said, look, your mother will want you to stay here and fight. She wouldn't want you to come home. Okay? That's what they told him. And when they told him that, his mind said, I'm gonna win this fight for my mother. That's what he said. And when he said that, I knew it was going to be a fight. I told my wife, I was married at the time, I told my wife, I said, you know what? Might be upset tonight. I said, boy, I said, he got skills, but he never had the desire to really go out there and just win, fight up to his potential. He's an underachiever, just like Too Tall John was in football. But you got to, but he's going to rise to the occasion, and that's what happened. So it's in the mind, so now Wilder's mind is strong. His mind is real strong right now, so that elevated him. Okay, the right hand's still the same, mind. Now, we didn't get a chance to see any techniques or whatever. Is that different? I don't think so, because when he got slapped, he backed up and hit the rope though. And this boy stood and looked at him, get the rope, he was scared to go in there and try to get him. Scared to death. He didn't know what to do, confused.
He ran out of ideas, Breazeale.
Yeah, he had a three, he had a two. He had a two ideas. Either gonna win or lose. That's it. You don't do no fighting. You don't do no fighting. Good guy, big old guy, big old boy. Got to have the real blood out there, man. Wilder got that good blood going good. AJ got that good blood going good. Tyson Fury got that good blood. Trevor Bryan is coming. The rest of them guys is just guys wants to feed off. They talking about Joyce. I watched Joyce fight. Joyce can't fight. Because he got muscles and big and strong.
He's real slow.
He's slow.
Did you see his fight this weekend?
I saw one of his fights as slow as he can be. Right hand coming, snail's pace. Who you gonna whip at that? Now, he only had 8 or 9 fights, but he ain't no Leon Spinks.
No.
Leon Spinks only had, 7 fights when he fought Ali. But Leon Spinks, I know him from amateur. Leon Spinks was a monster in the amateurs.
Gold medalist.
Everybody was scared of Leon Spinks. So he wasn't 7 fights at Ali. Even Ezra Dundee told Muhammad, this kid is no kid. He's better than what you think he is. And he's mentally strong and he's coming to fight. So, you know, we got something going. Well, I'm very excited about the heavyweight division. I'm excited about my fighter, Trevor Bryan. People start to follow him because after this fight, the press gonna get behind him. We're gonna fight, and we're gonna fight Joshua because it's gonna be the mandatory, and he can't hide. And we're gonna beat Joshua down. Guys, look at all them big old muscles. All the big old muscles, and you think that's an advantage. That's a disadvantage. Okay? It's a disadvantage. I remember Roberto Duran once said, I got this cushion here because I can absorb punches. So he had that cushion there, and he was right. Because you're ripped up. I mean, that's good. That's good for cosmetics. We're not in the cosmetic business.
It's fight game.
It look good, and you put your suit on, and all that look good on the beach. But in that ring, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't. They ain't wasn't winning fights. So we're not worried about his cosmetics. Now, but he got strong DNA. Now, his DNA tells you he's strong because of where his ancestry is. He's from Nigeria, Africa. And most of the people, his mother and father's from there. But he was born in England, but he got that blood, and that Nigerian blood running through him. And they're very strong, physically strong people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had Samuel Peters. Look how strong he was. I made him champion. He was strong. And what was that boy in Akawanda? All those boys are strong from over there.
Oh, Henry Akawande?
Yeah, from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not just saying Africa, all Africans are strong. I'm telling you that region right there in Nigeria is something in the DNA. I had this one doctor that owns a lot of pharmacies around the country, and he got 4 PhDs in different types of medicine. He's with Juvenile, and he was telling me something about the DNA. There's a DNA strain in the Nigerian makeup that other Africans and other people don't have. And I forgot that. I wanted to write it down. I'm gonna call him and write it down. Tell me what it is.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, he told me that. He said we wasn't talking about Nigeria. He said, now you take the Nigerian people, they have this strain, and then oh yeah. I said, well, that's why they're so strong. You know, the men are strong, women are strong, everybody built. So, you know, so Joshua, he got that DNA in it. You know, he has that DNA, but because he got all the muscle, don't mean a damn thing. It can work against him. Especially you start hitting him down in the ribs. So you'll see what happens.
I've heard Wilder say before that he's like, his ancestors were Nigeria too. Deontay Wilder.
Well, I know they're from some parts of Africa, but he looked like a damn white Tutsi to me. But I don't know what part he's from. But I do know this. I do know this. He has developed himself. He's developed himself physically to a good athlete. He's become an athlete, and he had that old wiry type body.
Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, if you look at those fighters, the wiry body, they're usually fast. They got fast hands, and most of them can punch. So Angelo Dundee like those guys. He'd rather have a wiry type guy. Stacey didn't have a big strong guy, which makes a lot of sense. You look at him, it's a lot different. See, that's the way Trevor Bryan is. Trevor Bryan has got the big barrel chest. He's a big man, but he's wiry because he got big muscles, all ground up and all this. He's big because he's naturally big and strong. So it's kind of like Lennox Lewis. Same kind of build, big and strong like Lennox Lewis. So it's very interesting, man.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. And I think that, and I'm really excited about the zone.
You like the zone? Do you like what
Yeah,
they're doing?
I'm very excited about the zone and what they're offering boxing. PBC. I'm excited about them. I think that with Barbeam and ESPN, Top Rank. I think with Tyson Fury, I'm looking at them close. Of course, De La Hoya, he's not dealing with heavyweights, I don't think. But those three guys, I'm looking at real close. And in the heavyweight division, competition breeds good business. We need all the promoters. Everybody says, Stacey, why you get along with everybody? I get along with everybody because we need everybody. I respect the guys. Respect the guys who train the Pee Wee fighters, the Golden Glove fighters, the Junior Olympic fighters. If it wasn't for those trainers down there, we wouldn't have no fighters up here.
Absolutely right.
So you got to respect all of them. You respect all the people in boxing. We need everybody. We got. We need the fighters. We need the opponents. We need the matchmakers. We need the promoters. We need the hype man. We need all of it. So it makes everything beautiful. So we need the competition at the top. Promoters now fighting. I mean, Eddie Hearns really started something. Let me tell you something else. The American promoters, you better be careful. Because these fighters are getting on television and they're saying things out that they never said before. Gary Russell Jr. got something out saying that I'm a free agent, I can go any place I want to. I can go to Top Rank, he letting you know, hey, I'm not bound to you. Wilder say, I'm a free agent. I don't have any contract with anybody. I can go where I want to go, and he's staying where he is because of loyalty. The loyalty only gonna go so far. So you got the, it's very exciting, and it's wide open. I like talking to Eddie Hearns, talking to Don, all of them. I said, we with Don. I've been with Don for years, and we with Don. So Don, hey. We're going to bring Don back in the heavyweight division.
Should be exciting when it happens. You mentioned Don. What is it like to work with Don? Because I remember one time about a year ago, I came here and I asked you about, is it true what they say about Don, how he robs fighters? And you came right over here to this wall, you started pointing to all the fighters, you were telling me how much Don made them and whatnot. What's it like working with Don?
Well, look, I put it to you like this. That's why they were talking about he robbed fighters and he did all this and all that. Look at that fighter right there. That's Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah, I see it.
He made about 35 or 40 million with Don. You can look at Zab Judah. He made a good 30 million with Don. All I gotta do is look around the wall. Look at Tyson. Tyson made about 300 or 400 million with Don King. Tommy Hearn made a little money with Don on the end. So when you started looking around the wall, you see Muhammad Ali over there. Muhammad Ali made about 20, 25, 30 million with Don King. And you look around the wall and you look around and you see Stacey McKinley right there.
There you go.
He made a few bucks with Don King. I never would have got that type of money with anybody else or any other job and lived the life that I live. So Don King has been great. Been great for me, been great for fighters. And Don King is like I heard Duper say once. Don King brought the big money into the fight game. You got Foreman up there, he made a lot of money with him. So, but Don King brought the big money because he started the bidding war. If you don't pay him, I will. And Muhammad Ali said, when he offered him $5 million to fight Joe Frazier, Ali said, ain't nobody gonna pay $5 million for no fight. So Don said, sign here. All I need is this contract, with your signature on it. With the signature, I can go get the money. He got the signature, he went and got the money. Now Don still used those type of techniques and strategy. But I think time about outlived that. I don't think that's gonna work anymore. Floyd Mayweather came to Don a few years ago. Asked Don for some money. Don told him, I can get you the money, but you got to sign this contract first, then I'll go get it. But he wouldn't do it because he's young generation and he didn't understand that. He didn't understand it, and Don was going by what he always used to do and what he's doing, and it worked. He said, look, I need $10 million. I got Ali. I got Ali and Joe Frazier for $10 million. Well, how you got Ali and the signature right here? Okay, Don ain't no problem. So Don came back to him like, I got the money. So I remember once I was in Bob Aaron's office a few years back when I was living in Vegas. I had a meeting with Bob. And Bob told me, he said, look, there's only 2 people in boxing that can find the real money. He said, that's me and Don. And I never forgot that. He said, me and Don can find the money. And Don said he welcomed Bob because Bob put him on a different plateau because they was in competition. So Don had to go here, to go there, boom.
It was healthy competition.
Yeah, and at that time, the fighters were getting paid more money.
Yeah.
So it was all good. But now they're getting paid money. They're getting paid crazy money.
For bum fights.
Yeah, they're getting paid crazy money because it's like Zone. Zone is all over the world, and they're in so many different businesses. So they're here to stay. Now you take Danny Jacobs, go over there and make $14, $15 million to fight Canelo. Come on now, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
He got in the ring and didn't do nothing. Didn't do anything.
Jesse Robinson said it was like a date. He was just holding hands, and he didn't come to fight.
Yeah, we sit there watching when the fight gonna start. They're waltzing and going on. Okay, now there was a time about years ago they would have got paid to fight like that. You know, people don't understand. Yeah, the 1940s and 30s and 40s and the early Madison Square Garden, you had to have 40 fights before you go to the Gardens. You have 10 fights, you go to the Garden now. They have 40 fights. Only elite fighters went in there, so you couldn't.
Yeah, it meant something. There was value in fighting at Madison Square Garden.
You couldn't go in no Gardens. You know, another thing that people say, well, I don't want fighters. They ain't got no money. I'm gonna give you an example, man. I come to you now. I got a fight for $100,000.
Okay.
I borrowed $60,000 of that money before the fight. Okay? When the fight is over with, I take my $60,000 plus my percentage that I got coming out of it. You ain't got much left. So the first thing you holler is, they took all my money. Then it took my money, and they said, you about to take your money, man. You spent your money. They forgot about that. See, they forgot about the money that they spent. You see what I'm saying? Then another thing that they want to do is, well, I got a championship fight. I want my cousin Jane. I want Sally. Well, who's gonna pay for all this? Don't worry about it. I'm winning. I'm fighting. So all those expenses, all those 35 or 40 people for hotels and air flyers and you borrowing money here. When the fight's over, you got to pay that money back, man. That's what the problem is. Payback.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it had one fighter.
So the fighters aren't making responsible financial decisions.
Right. I had one fighter come to me, man, Don was wrong. I said, hold it, man. You owed that man that money. Yeah, but he could have just took half of it. No. You let him tell you, I give you half of it back. I said, but I'll tell you a different strategy. If you didn't lose your goddamn title, you could have kept half of it. That man want his money. See, dealing with Don King, I know what I'm dealing. I know who I'm dealing with. When I walk in the door, I know who I'm dealing with. Now, if I don't want to deal with him, don't go in that door. Okay? Because he know the game. He taught the game. He made the game what it is now. So how you gonna outsmart him? And the thing about it, he knows the numbers. He knows the numbers.
He's a sharp guy.
Yeah.
Sharp guy.
So he created this thing. So now well, he ain't no good. He ain't no. Stacey, how do you deal with Don? Because I know who he is, and I walk in the door. I know who I'm dealing with. And I like dealing with him. I just like dealing with him. I remember years ago when I was in Michigan, Emmanuel Stewart had a hell of an amateur boxing program. Tommy Hearns, Bill McCory, Mickey Goodwin, a lot of other guys.
Joe McClellan, was he there?
No, Joe McCullough wasn't there. This is the original.
Okay.
I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Emmanuel and I was kind of like competition like. And I had a hell of an amateur team. I had Ricky Womack, was alternate.
He was great.
Yeah. I had Mike Johnson, who was number 4 in the world. I had I had James Toney.
Okay. Wow.
I had brought him up. So I had a good team also. And I heard Emmanuel say when he got ready to turn pro, the boys got ready to turn pro, he said, I'm not going to deal with Don King. Okay. I'm going to deal with I'm taking my fighters to Bob Arum. Okay. And I thought to myself, okay, he's going to Bob Arum. Why doesn't he want to go with Don King? And my mind told me, Stacey, take your fighters to Don King. I always wanted to be with Don. Take your fighters. They wasn't even ready for no Don King. Take your fighters, when they do get ready, take them to Don King. Now, the way I look at it is this. Don King, to me, at that time, was not the type of man that you run from. He was the type of man that you run to. Okay? Because he was the man. Now, why am I going to be afraid to deal with the man? Okay? Listening to Joe Blow over here, who ain't done but sitting on the stool talking shit. Okay? Don't go up there fooling with that man. Don't. I'm going to the man. And that's what I did. I went to the man. And I told him. And I remember plain as day sitting in his office. I said, look, before the conversation got going, I took Tony Tucker to him. Before the conversation got going, he was asking me questions. I said, listen, let me explain something to you. And this is what's so great about it. And I was brought up that way. I was raised by my grandparents, from broken home, broken dreams. That's where we from. That's where we boxing people from, And I say, we from, like I said, broken home, broken dreams, broken promises.
Yeah.
So, but my grandparents raised us, got us out of St. Louis and took us to Mississippi and raised us, all right? So, we was taught a different value. We was Christians. So we taught different values. And very religious family. So when I met Don, when I went up there, I said, look, I don't want you to give me anything, okay? The only thing I want from you is an opportunity. If you give me an opportunity, I'm going to do the work. Ain't no doubt about that. So that's odd. He looked at me like, well, yeah. I said, that's all I want. I don't want you to give me anything. And if I can't do the job, then I got to go, man. But just give me an opportunity. That's all I want. I don't want you to give me nothing.
Yeah.
And I carry it even to today. I don't want you to give me anything. Let me work for it. And we had that understanding. Now, we had some disagreements and some things that he done and some things he said that I might not agree with. But what he was doing, I might have said, well, Don, you could have gave him a little break. But he wasn't doing anything wrong because he didn't have to give you a break.
Yeah.
So, but Don gave him a little something. I've seen Don help out so many fighters and so many families and so many fighters. It's unbelievable. And so many charities and all that. But people don't understand. They don't know that.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that, like, he waves his flags and whatnot, but he's not broadcasting that side of it. He's not broadcasting the charities and what you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of charities. He donated a lot of money to historical black colleges through the Tom Johnson Foundation. A lot of different things that people don't know. If you check his record, he has made more millionaires out of African American fighters than General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler combined.
Damn.
Don has. Okay? You got to understand that. Look at what he does all over the world. I remember when Sammy Beasley won the title, we went to Nigeria, to Africa. And hell, sea of people everywhere, Africans everywhere. Okay? They wasn't shouting Samuel, they were shouting Don King, Don King, Don King. And I'm going, wow. And then what other promoter that has been close as many presidents is Don King, not just the president of the United States, all over the world. That man introduced me to 5 different presidents. 3 in this country and 2 out abroad. He personally introduced me to him.
I know you met Trump as well.
Yeah, Trump.
You told me, I remember one time you told me you got a check from Trump when you
I checked from Trump.
when you trained Mike Tyson for one of his fights.
Yeah, when they come talking about, well, you know, see, this is people start. I'm not a politician. I don't want to get into politics.
Yeah.
Because politics is worse than boxing. and so when they started talking about, well, Donald Trump don't like black people. Donald Trump's a racist. He might be a racist. I don't give a damn. I tell you what, his damn checks wasn't bouncing. I can tell you that. I can do more with that check than that kid sitting there talking about him being a racist or not. I don't care. Respect me, I respect you, and you go ahead and do what you want to do. And I tell people that they get upset at me. A lot of them get upset. Well, you know, he's this and that. Say what you want to say. I know one damn thing. The checks that we was getting wasn't bouncing. And when they opened up Taj Mahal, he had Tyson there. He had Michael Jackson. Those people was black. So what are you talking about? So I don't get caught up in all of that. All that
social
type of
justice
stuff.
and racism and stuff like that.
There's no racism in boxing. That's one sport. We ain't got no racism. You walk through that door, everybody's equal. I don't care what color you are, whatever. Everybody's equal. Everybody's treated alike. Everybody loves each other. Everybody's on the team. I don't give a damn what nationality you are. You think I'm lying? Just check it. You go out there in my gym right now and look at the wall. You see down there every nationality picture ever been in boxing. You know, we're not like that. You know.
I've always said like the boxing gym is probably one of the only places in the world where you can go and everybody's the same. It don't matter if you're broke, poor, Puerto Rican, black, African, everybody's the same, and everybody generally, you know, they get along and have that respect for each other because it's the fight game, it's the fraternity of boxing.
Yeah, you get along, you respect each other. If let's say a little Chinese boy walk in my gym right now, say I want to box. First thing I did, hey, go out there and get on the bike. I don't say, hey, you're a Chinaman, where you come from? Go out there, get on the bike, put your stuff on, let's go. Where your parents at? Well, you tell you where your parents are. That's where we are. And we care about each other. You know, we just, you can beat me in the ring, I get up, shake your hand. Might not be your personal friend, but I'm your friend. I remember, I ain't gonna tell the fighter name. Said something bad about Mike Tyson. I think Mike was getting ready to go to jail.
Yeah.
For the Desiree thing. And the lady said something about Mike. And the fighter surprised me. He hauled off and slapped the hell out of him.
He did?
Yeah. I jumped. She said, Stacey, why did he slap me like that? I said, you disrespected him. I didn't say nothing about him. I said something about Mike. You disrespected him. I said, Mike is a fighter. He's a top fighter. Okay? To him, they're one. And what he did was wrong, and he needs to apologize. But I ain't gonna get in the middle of that because he might slap me, then I got to go to the penitentiary. That's what I told her. So I left. But we all respect each other. You know? We got a lot of history. There's a lot of history in this boxing business. A lot of history people don't know about. Because there at one time, that's all we had. That's all the sports we had was boxing. So our heroes, Jack Johnson, Joe Gans, those are our heroes. Then Jackie Robinson come along quite naturally. But those were our original international heroes. And Joe Gans was the first African American champion and the first millionaire. And when he died, he was a billionaire. He died at 32 years old. So it's a long history. And these kids today, these guys are fighting, and they're fighting off what we live for and what we set up for them. And what Don King set up for them. Don King set the bar high. Okay, it's just like in African American community, an African American home. Okay, Barack Obama set the bar high. Yeah, he set the bar high. It's strange, you know, my grandmother, put you up there, she died about 96 years
Behind
old.
you? Is that one right behind you?
Huh?
Is that it right there?
No, up there.
Oh, okay.
The old woman, 96 years old.
Okay.
That's my mother right there. But anyway, that's me. I was 4 years old right there.
Oh wow, young Stacey McKinley, you got hair.
Yeah, I had hair then. But my grandmother told me, I got about 18. No, I'm about 17.
There she is right there.
She
Yeah.
said, Junior, yeah. She said, one day there will be a black president. She told me that. I never forgot that. But we always say, well, it won't be in our times.
Yeah, we're not gonna see that.
And what happened was, I saw Barack Obama on Oprah Winfrey. And it's the first time I ever seen him. I was sitting there with Tom Jones' father. I said, man, this guy here sure is smooth. He's talking smooth. So Mr. Jones said, yeah, he's gonna run for president. And stuck in my head. And after a few months, and we started following him with Tom Jones, we started going from city to city, doing the debates, presidential debates. So me and my daughter right there, he was doing debates and got a chance to sit in and meet Hillary and all these type of things. And so it came true in our lifetime. It's a strange thing because a lot of people, there's a lot of politicians. I remember going to Capitol Hill, and some of the politicians were saying, well, you know, it's a good thing what Barack is doing. Jesse Jackson, you know, he ran, he didn't make it. Barack gonna run, and then maybe the next generation gonna make it. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, you guys are running the government. I'm out here in the boxing business. I can see things you can't see. I see where this man gonna be president. And you sitting here telling me next generation, and you up here running the government. That's what I'm saying to myself. So that's a deep story. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
In fact, I ended up getting on CNN talking about that once too.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy. But I could predict that just like I could predict the fight. So I knew that. I knew that Jimmy Carter was going to be president. I predict that. And Lord and behold, this last prediction got me in trouble with some fighters. And it was, man, you're crazy. What's wrong with you? And I told them, I said, listen, for some reason you guys can't see. You can't see, you can't think. You're supposed to be fighters. You're supposed to see things. Boxing done taught you your mind how to advance real fast.
Yeah.
Because punches is coming, boxing is down there close to death in that ring. You see shit you can't imagine. Okay, but you get out. You can look through things, you can look through walls, you can see stuff. So I told them that Donald Trump's gonna be president. Oh man, they went crazy. Oh no. So after he become president, they were like, how did you figure that out? Well, you see things. Just like I can see my fighter here. I already know he's gonna be world champion. See it, I can feel it. There's no doubt about it. So, and I already know that he's gonna be up there with Joshua, and he's gonna be up there with Wilder. Wilder's still around. There's gonna be a whole lot of controversy going on with that. I can see that and I can feel it. I worked toward it because I know how I went and got him. I went to New York to look at another fighter. And I went in the gym and I was watching him spar. So I was going to a fighter named Ken Duke. So the Egypt brothers had me up there. So I was watching him spar. And I said, wait a minute, who is that kid right there sparring with Ken Duke? I said, oh, that's Trevor Bryan. He's an amateur. I said, yeah. I said, how old is he? He's 18 years old. I said, 18? I said, yeah. He said, he's trying to go to the Olympics. But Ken Duke, I said, no. I don't want Ken Duke. I want that young boy right there, that fat one right there.
You saw something.
Yeah, I said, I want that fat one right there. He said, you want him? I said, yeah. So I would come back. I went back with $50,000 cash. I offered to his mother and offered to him. I said, go with me now. This money is yours. And his mother, they decided no. He was going to go to Marquette with Al Mitchell because they had a boxing program up there for amateurs to go to college. So he went to Marquette. And I kept calling, asking him about the kid. And he said, well, he's still in Marquette. I think he was there for 2 years. He got in some kind of trouble. And he kicked him out of there. So then he called Mr. Stacey, Trevor back home in the gym. I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to send for him. I want to come down here. So first I called Al Mitchell. I said, Mr. Mitchell, I'm asking you a question. I said, Trevor Bryan. He said, well, Stacey, Trevor Bryan, I said, answer 4 questions for me, 3 or 4. Number 1, is the kid, does he train hard? Yes, he trained hard, Stacey, but when he go home, his weight go up. I said, okay. I said, can he take a punch? He said, yeah. Stacey, he can really take a punch. I said, does he have any heart? He said, yeah, he got a lot of heart. I said, that's all I need to know. I ain't worried about his weight. So when he come here, I got him here. I said, look, you want a signing bonus? And so he sit there weighing about 90 pounds, 280 pounds. Sit there and told me, he said, yeah, I was thinking in it all along because he had about 2 years of college. Oh, you bringing us $100,000? You bring us $100,000 to take care of you? You gonna pay up? No, I said, no. I said, he was saying, man, he get all that weight. So I'm not worried about that weight. So me and the brothers got together, and within 3 months, that joker weighed in at 226 pounds. 3 months. Got all that weight off. His mother didn't realize. She said, I ain't never seen him this small. And he fought over at the Hard Rock. Never will forget, he fought at the Hard Rock. And so he's been there ever since. So going back, I knew I'd seen something in him. It's been a lot of work because he's one of the big guys maturely, so he's like a big old baby. And he's a mama's boy, you know. He's junior. Got a beautiful mother. She real good. So anyway, we got big things planned for Trevor. Trevor beat Shaw, and he got to get ready for Joshua and Wilder. That's what he got to get ready for. And hopefully those guys around. I'm gonna tell you, like I told you before, the only guys who can get us a whole lot of trouble is Tyson Fury. He gonna get everybody some trouble because of the style he got.
He's so tall.
It's hard to penetrate that style. But the other guys, you know, they got cracks and holes in the shield. So all we gotta do is keep our guy going. We're gonna be all right.
All right.
So the heavyweight division is back. We got promoters all over the world. Don King can get probably his 50th heavyweight champion of the world, and we'll be right back here doing our thing.
Absolutely.
And real true sports, always.
True school sports.
True school sports.
There you go.
Always.
All right, Stacey. It was great, man. I thought I was. Thank you, Stacey.
Damn, boy.
This is Earl Smith Jr. You're watching True School Sports. All right.